Yo, what's up everyone? So today I'm here with the Constellation 6 FISCHL build. Now I have her here with the most high-end equips I can give her in terms of artifacts and weapons. I have her with a refinement rank 2 Rust. So halfway through the video I'm going to switch her off of Rust because I know Rust isn't, not everyone's going to have Rust. So I'm going to switch it probably to a compound bow, which is the free-to-play bow that you can craft. And when I showcase her as a support, but for now, I'm going all out with my artifacts. I'm going all out with my support, with Bennett and stuff. So we have her here with 2,367 attack, 589 defense, 196 elemental mastery, which is very good, and about 14k HP, which isn't a lot. I know it's not a lot, but I don't think FISCHL is really a big HP person, so you don't really have to worry about her. Plus, she is only level 70. I do not have her level 80. So if we go to look at her artifacts here, I have her with double Gladiators for now, and I have her with double Thundering Fury. For the cup, I have just attack percentage. Now, I originally was going to go electro damage bonus, and I swear if you do not have a Constellation 6, I recommend going for electro damage bonus instead of attack. But for me right now, I think I prefer attack percent on my cup instead of electro damage now, just because of the Constellation 6 passive. If you guys don't know what it does, basically it makes Oz stay on the field for 2 seconds longer, and whatever character is attacking, when Oz is there, he attacks with that active character, and he does 30% of FISCHL's attack as electro damage. So no matter what, her presence is always going to be felt on the field. She's always going to be dishing out damage no matter where she is, even if you don't even have her as just a support. She's going to be doing very, very, very good. Continuing with the artifacts, we have an attack, Concert's Final Hour, which is just random, whatever. I have her with a gold flower with attack on it, with crit rate attack. So basically what you want to go for with her artifacts, for me personally, is you want to go straight attack, especially if you have her Constellation 6. If, as I said, for the Goblet, if you don't have her Constellation 6, I recommend going with an electro damage bonus cup, so something like that. But you're looking for the main stat is attack, and anything else, basically attack, crit rate, elemental mastery, crit damage, flat attack, percentage attack, all those are good. Defense is whatever, I guess. But for my circlet, I have a attack percent Gladiators. Now this is kind of a bad roll. I have 20% HP, but I decided to kind of give her that 20% HP because she is on the lower HP spectrum of things. As you can see, even with that 20% attack, she's still barely reaching 14k. Now she is only level 70, as I said, but she really could have used the help a little bit on the HP, so that's why I recommend getting maybe a little bit of an HP percentage on one of your substats if you can. But if it isn't your focus and she's not your main DPS, then you could just go straight attack for everything. So basically, you're looking just for attack. And then for the flower, of course, it's just an attack, elemental mastery, crit rate flower, Gladiators. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take her in, and we have a Rune Guard we're going to fight. We're going to showcase her as a main DPS, and then halfway through the video, I'm going to switch her to a side DPS. And then we'll see how she pairs well with Child. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so we're here with a Ruin Guard with FISCHL, and we're going to be running her as a main DPS with Rust on, of course. Now, as you can see, each shot she's doing, fairly little damage, but that is because the Ruin Guards do have that insane defense. So we'll go ahead and lower this Ruin Guard's defense, get the meld on. Now, Oz did 1488. Now he's doing 1812. There's a crit, 2700. So he's just going to be doing a ton of damage. And you can see just Oz himself took the Ruin Guard to about literally 60 to 55% of his health. That was just with Oz and, of course, with a Bennett's slash. But still, obviously, you're not going to be like me and just letting Oz do all the work for you unless you're really lazy and you want to click your button. But we're going to go ahead and stun the Ruin Guard here, and we're going to see how well she does as a main DPS when I just hammer bullets with her. So I'm going to throw ahead and throw down Oz, and we're just going to keep spamming bullets. As you can see, she is doing a ton of damage. You can see that smaller, like 362, the 543s. That is going to be part of that Constellation 6 passive, where when Oz is not on the field, when Oz is on the field, the attacking character gets 30% of FISCHL's attack as a bonus. We're going to go ahead and finish this Rune Guard off with a Q. Well, we didn't die, but Oz is going to get him anyways. So, I mean, not a bad damage at all. You definitely can run FISCHL as your main DPS. She definitely carries her own weight, but I think she'd be really, really more paired well with a Hydro character or a character that can benefit off of the Electro. So someone like a like a fire DPS, like a Diluc, would really help with FISCHL. Just adding that actual electro charge and keep stacking and stacking upon those debuffs onto the enemy, I think would be really useful. So we're gonna go ahead and take her into Spiral Abyss as a main DPS and see how she does in there. Alright, so we're here in floor 10 in Spiral Abyss, and now I decided to bring a very heavy, support guided with FISCHL. So we have Venti, of course, because Venti is ridiculous, and he's going to combo well with FISCHL's Oz to make that Electro Black Hole strong as hell and just kill everything, basically. Then we have Bennett, of course. Bennett is an amazing support unit, going to provide that attack buff for us when we're spamming our bow shots. And then we just have Chi-Chi as a healer on the side. So we're going to see how well she does, and we're going to see the damage she does as a main DPS in floor 10 of Spiral Abyss. Let's go. Alright, we're going to start off with a Venti ult, which is obviously going to activate Pyro. We're going to go ahead and throw down Oz, and we're just going to start spamming shots into the Venti ult, and we're going to see how many of them die. Now, I see a few of them dying, but of course the Pyros always live. The Pyro Slimes are very strong. So we're going to go ahead and use her ult. That did pretty good damage, and we're just going to keep trying to cut through this stuff as fast as we can, really. I'm not worried about, time and stuff, but, I'm going to try to clear this as fast as possible. Now, of course, as I said, she is a level 70, so that is why I am on the kind of lower part of the thing. But the enemies are still level 80 in here, so it's not like these enemies are weak or any case in form. So we're going to go ahead and pop the ult there. We're going to pop Midnight, and we're going to go ahead and keep using our spamming. So she's doing really good damage. Now, of course, she is inside of Bennett's ult, but she is doing really good damage, I say. So we're going to go ahead and finish this off with a Venti ult. We're going to go ahead and throw Oz over there for Super Conduct. Of course, we're going to get the swirls going, and it's going to keep spamming shots onto those slimes that are sitting up there. And it's Oz. As soon as Oz goes away, I'm going to go ahead and pop our Q. There's Oz gone. We're going to pop that, get 4,000 down, and Oz is always going to be on the field almost every second of the way. We have 2 more slimes. We're going to go ahead and finish these guys off, and then we'll move on. Alright, we're going to go ahead and finish off this slime here. 5,000 from her ult. Now, her ult isn't really a high damaging thing you want to be looking at. It's not going to be hitting as hard as Child's ult or Diluc's ult, or even like Zhongli's ult, so don't expect it to be shitting out that kind of high damage. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Chamber 2, and we're going to see how well she does there. Alright, we're here at floor 10, Chamber 2, and we're going to go ahead and start and see how well FISCHL does here. So to start off, as again, there's going to be a ton of enemies. So FISCHL's Oz is going to be doing really well. As you can see, oh my god, I literally can't even see. There's like 50 numbers on my screen at once. That is quite ridiculous. Now they're all low. I'm going to go ahead and use Chi-Chi's ult so we can get all that healing on those enemies. We're going to bring them all together with Venti. Slash him a bit. Now, of course, even if she's a main DPS, obviously, the way everyone plays the game, you're not going to be using her at all times. She is going to be your main course of damage, but you're always going to be switching, for elemental reactions and stuff in the higher Spiral Abyss stages. So, as you can see, there is just so much damage going on up there. It's ridiculous. I'm going to go ahead and use Oz there. And we're going to go ahead and finish all these enemies. Now, she is literally a machine gun, how fast she fires her bow. She is spraying bullets down like actual machine gun from World War II. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, the damage she's putting out is crazy. So as you can see, the amount of value she has when she's on the field is ridiculous. So she is definitely a top tier option for that DPS slot. So now that we have shown her as a main DPS and how fast she kind of rips through everything. Now, granted, we did have help with Venti's ult, and not everyone's going to have Venti as well, but she can do a lot of damage when she's, properly built with artifacts and stuff. So now that we've seen FISCHL, we're going to go ahead and head into Spiral Abyss again, and we're going to show her as a support unit alongside a Hydro unit, aka Child, basically, and we're going to see how well she does with Electro Charge and all that stuff. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so before we start the floor 10, I just want to have everyone know that her attack is going to be a little lower because we decided to switch Child's bow with FISCHL, and now Child has Rust on him. So FISCHL's attack is now about 1,690 instead of the 2,200 it was before. So it's going to be a little bit of a difference. So the Oz attacks are not going to be hitting as hard, and that part of her Constellation 6 won't be hitting as hard still, but it will be applying that Electro Charge is what we want. And of course, Child is going to be your main DPS, so he's going to have the highest DPS options, and that's what anyone would really do. So we're going to go ahead and start and see how well FISCHL does as a support paired with Child. So we're going to pop down Oz. Now Oz is going to be doing about 1,000 to around 2,000 damage. So 1357 to 2,000. So we're going to go ahead and use her Q. About 3,180. Now we're going to go ahead and pair this with Child. And oh my dear lord. That is a lot of numbers. Now, the Electro Charge isn't much, but it is some extra damage. So we're going to go ahead and pop that. Now, I'm curious to see. I'm going to wait for Child's E to come back around, so we're going to actually use her as a side DPS for now. And then we do have her with Compound Bow, so her physical damage is going to be close to the same, but it's going to be a little bit less, especially when we don't get those crits, as you can see. We're going to go ahead and pop her Q. We're going to bring her over. We're going to pop Child's E, and we're going to see how well that Constellation 6 passive goes here. Okay, Oz, and you can just see the Electro Charge is through the roof, like, quite literally. I'm going to go ahead and pop Oz again, and paired with just Child's basic attacks, and it's just a ton of Electro damage again being applied to the enemies. We're going to bring Oz over here. Now, Oz is going to be on cooldown for about 13 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish off these enemies right quick. Go ahead and kill the slime. And I mean, that was really good as a support role, honestly. So we're going to go ahead and kill this guy right here. But that was really good as a support role. Like, as you saw from the start, we quite literally teared through those entire enemies. So go ahead and move on to the second chamber, and we're going to see how well she does there. Alright, we're here in the final part of FISCHL Showcase, and we have her in the Chamber 2 with Child paired together, and we're going to see how well she does. Now, obviously, she's been performing very well as a support unit. She performs very well as a main DPS, so I've been very, very impressed with FISCHL. So we're going to go ahead and see how she does here. Obviously, it's going to be a great showing, and I'm just going to be talking about her for, like, literally 30 seconds on how good she's doing. Alright, let's do this. So we're going to go ahead and start off with FISCHL's E, and we're just going to... Jesus Lord. This is like having Badoo's ult on cooldown. A reminder, these enemies are level 82. And that was an absolute massacre. Like, actually. That was utterly ridiculous. We wiped about 10 enemies in about, like, not even 30 seconds. There's just a ton. There's so many numbers flying on the screen. It's quite ridiculous. Oh, wow. Very impressed. Obviously, as I said earlier. But there's just so many numbers on the screen. So there is Oz out again. We're going to go ahead and get the Electro Charges off. Pop Child's Q. And that flower died very fast. That was a very, very fast head flower. Now we're just going to go ahead and use FISCHL here as a side DPS for now, since Child is on cooldown. And still doing really good damage. There's 2,000 there. Now this is obviously from the Compound Bow. Just doing its work. So Oz is literally up like almost 24/7. There's literally about like a 90% uptime, I'd say, for him. So now that Oz is still up, okay, well now he's gone. But if he was up and you come in with Child, with the water and the Electro Charge, as you've seen, the damage is utterly outrageous. So I think that's going to do it for FISCHL. As I said, very impressive support, very impressive main DPS, very, very, very good character. And I think that's going to wrap it up. So thank you everyone for watching. I'm going to go ahead and run away from this guy as he tries to throw a giant rock at me. But thank you everyone for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.